Snow, 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 look at all the snow. Man. Well, this was a struggle last night. I mean, the one side worked fine, but this side was as far as she goes. Got frozen in. Oh, the old Amazon parcel delivery. Politely thrown in the snow. It appears we've been presented with distraction. That was probably the most gentle treatment this parcel's had in its entire shipment. Now, I know what's in that box because, you know, I pay the bills on the credit card. I want you to know what's in this box, but I'm gonna offer you a little bit of wise advice. That gate does not open and shut properly. My dear wife has obligations later in the day that require her to depart in her motor vehicle. So, me being a wise man and looking for a happy afternoon, I'm gonna plow a little bit of snow before cutting open the distraction. So I was gonna open the box, you know, to show you guys what was inside. I got my pocket knife out and I thought, holy smokes, that's a razor knife. Well, that's pretty dangerous, you know, because I was just talking with a buddy and, well, they're not allowed to use knives at work anymore. You gotta have cut-resistant gloves on because, you know, well, it's a dangerous world out there. A lot of people looking to protect you. So I thought we should rig up something a lot safer because, you know, with the pocket knife, what if I could slip and lose a digit? So I got something a little more hands-free rigged up and, well, let's dig into this box. All right. Oh, mama. Oh, boy. What do we have here? Get rid of this. Oh, the Soup Mix 6200. Always do a test. Always do a test. Check for audio. Check for audio. You always have to stop and check for audio. My distrust for the Rode mic and the GoPro camera is ever increasing with every video. It just does whatever it wants. Like a fairy tale, just tra-la-la-la. A camera angle so impressive, the audience couldn't even believe their eyes. How is he doing such magic? Oh, you see the dang razor knife. Safety last. It's got a nice box, I'll give it that. A little bit of packing tape. Oh, well, that's not too shabby. That's not too shabby at all. A guard, a bar, we're gonna need a bar. Soup Mix, see their labeling and branding's consistent. Well, that's what this sauce called. Affectionately referred to as the Soup Mix 6000. That's got some tools in it. We'll get into that. Oh, isn't this cute? A little fuel mixing bottle. And it doesn't even, the plastic's pretty soft actually. Maybe we'll hang on to that. You know, sometimes it's cheap brittle plastic. Oh man. Well, this is top shelf. That is top shelf. Little funnel. Even if the saw doesn't run, I'm happy about that. The brake, the chain tensioner, that's, well, that's something. And what else? Saw chain expert level. Ooh, look at that holographic decal. Stouf. You know, somewhere I have a steel chain, and doesn't the packaging look suspiciously, but this can't be. This is a registered trademark of Stouf. It's got French on it. Saw manufactured in China. There's no Chinese on the box. Interesting. And, well, a user manual. Well, we put that in the bathroom. Maybe somebody will read it. And the real belle of the ball here. Not too bad. Not too, I mean, like, seriously, so far, I'm not horrified. Okay, let's just stop right here. Yes, it's out of the box, and I think we've all seen a chainsaw been taken out of a box before. I, too, searched in the search bar. The cheapest chainsaw on Amazon, etc. Let's just get on the same page right now. One, I already like this enough that I don't want to wreck it. Two, I don't want to just test it. Every time you see that, they put the bar on, they put the chain on, it starts, you're gonna start, and it cuts wood. Well, I'll tell you what, if the old stove chain here is even sharp as a butter knife, it's gonna make a couple wood chips. It's a chainsaw, that's the point of it. Not a big surprise. I would like to test some real life scenarios that a person that is maybe reliant on this saw or is actually going to use this saw for a purpose would experience. We're not going to accomplish that all in one video, I'm sure. Maybe this thing sticks around for a while. Maybe it explodes on the first pull. If you have an idea how you want to see this saw tested out, bam, comment box below. I got a couple ideas. With that being said, now that I've re-engaged your attention, let's put it together. I must say, the Soup Mix saw, professional level, the manual's fantastic. How to oil, how to check if it's over oiling, how to fall a tree, how to check chain tension. I mean, this is the how-to chainsaw right there. Few things in life more perplexing than a tangled chainsaw chain. Do you know what I'm saying? Have you ever had experience with that? What you're gonna wanna do for extra horsepower is go ahead and run the bar upside down. Give everybody something to talk about. And what's that? You're probably gonna wanna put the old chain on in the right direction. Now this, I'm pretty enthusiastic about. It's a nice case, it's got a nice zipper on it. What'd we get? Some little pieces, put that aside. Spare spark plug, can't go wrong with that. Saw file with no handle, beauty, beauty. A T-handled multi-tool, couple Allen keys on there, 3 different sizes. Little token chainsaw wrench, you can never have too many of those. 1 for using, 10 for losing. A little screwdriver for the jets, beauty. And oh, look at the little baby saw dogs, that's cute. And the screws for that. Come on. Spare pull cord? You gotta be kidding me. Get out of town. This is top shelf. Wow, the saw dogs, we've already skipped a step. They gotta go on before we can put the rest of this together. I'm just so excited to see if it runs. I want the chain on backwards. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's very inefficient with the chain on backwards. It doesn't cut worth a damn. All right. Well, I don't have any other pieces. Oh, man. Safety first. Oh, man. All right, I just chopped the dang hole in it. Must mean it's sharp. Must mean it's sharp. You always want to wear protection. You can get yourself in trouble if you don't. All right, we'll bring you up close here. The Soup Mix does not have a lot of frills to offer. Basically, the back is going to look like anything you're familiar with. There's a choke. Man, it works. There's an on-off switch. Oh, yeah, baby. And there's a legit trigger lock. Of course, all your other common features, you know, gas fill, oil fill, pull cord, and well, that's it. Look at that. It even has on the back here a couple of sight glasses, which I quite like that. We're in for a treat here. What pops out at us? It must, oh, well, it fits good. So it's 2 clips on the front. That's not too bad. Oh, holy smokes. Look at this rig. Oh, plastic rubber gasket. Probably put that back. Don't want to lose it. That's what seals all the horsepower in. Look at that air filter though. Like, I'll tell you, that's not half bad. I am Well, I'm trying to keep things moving along here because if you're like me, you probably just want to see if the darn thing starts. Is that, like, that's a good fit. Yeah, there's the low and the high. I just got to get the rubber popped out of the high-speed jet. Still has the rubber from the factory stuck in it. Oh, there you go. And we're home free. There, just had to pop that rubber tit off. What are the chances that it was like supremely adjusted from La Factory? Remember the cute little jug it came with? Isn't that neat? It's got a little gas in there, but I guess you just, well, first you probably make sure the lids are on tight. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Ah, there you go. Well, that's a plus in my book. It didn't even really leak that bad. A couple drips, but I mean, what are you gonna do? All right, the novelty of that is over. When I said it didn't leak that much, I lied. It leaked. It leaked all over. A couple other things noted. The jets were actually right where you'd want them to be. So not too bad. Now this, it has these stickers all over it. It's got one right here. Never use pure gasoline. Must use more than 90% gasoline and 2-stroke engine oil mixture. Now this is where it's a original spec 2-stroke oil, 50-to-1. Other standard 2-stroke oils, 25-to-1. It is recommended to use the original 2-stroke FD engine oil for a long time. And it's got another one right there. What are the chances that that's just, I don't know, marketing? Buy our factory oil, use 50% less. I mix her thick anyways. It's break-in period. More oil, the better. As long as there's enough gas in it for it to fire on it, she'll break in just fine. Don't want to overfill. That funnel makes it a nice job. I can't see what I'm doing though. If it starts, I think this is the start of a very beautiful relationship. Whew, it's cold. All right. Operation Suit Mix take 1. What do we think here? Full choke? Full choke? Let's just see if it'll pop off. Probably take a couple pulls. Oh, we're gonna need some throttle. Huh. It's odd. It's like doesn't catch compression until you're way out at the end of the stroke. That's not overly pleasant. Before my arms fall off. And it's wet with fuel. Oh, there you go. Maybe the cap wasn't pushed all the way in. Something weird with the rubber. There. Well, it seems seated now. I think it was just that, and if I was being 100% honest with you, it might have something to do with I wasn't 100% sure if I had the on-off switch pushed the right way. I'll never tell. All right, Operation Suit Mix, take 2. Got my safety Crocs on. Everything's back in business, on. No choke, it's got plenty of fuel now. Oh, there, pop. A little throttle maybe. There you have it. Runs like a charm. Runs a lot better when you, let's be honest, when you got the on-off switch in the right position. Spark plug cap was probably just fine. Gorgeous. Sounds like it's freaking ready to just wham. Cut me a whole load of firewood. Let's get straight into the real world testing. I knew she'd run. It sounds really good, actually. Like a really good. There's oil. The chain is slick with oil. It's oiling like crazy. You're gonna have to turn that down. You're good to go. So I'm looking forward to running this more. But when I say jump right into the real world testing, I don't mean some elaborate you know, cockamamie scheme. Here's what I'm thinking. Real life, real scenario for a chainsaw in the north is gonna be cold weather. The mercury is supposed to hit roughly between -20 and -25 degrees Celsius tonight. This saw, that is all you see me run it. It fired, we revved it a few times, I shut it off right out of the box. This is gonna spend the night frozen, and then we're gonna do a real cold start tomorrow because, you know, in all likelihood, if you were doing real deal and you needed this saw in a pinch, well, I mean, that very well could happen, couldn't it? All right, poor thing to endure such abuse. Night, night. We'll catch you in the morning. All right, well, here we are, the next day plus some. How was your night? Oh, you frozen like a block of ice, eh? What? Little bit of bleeding, little bit of chain oil. Let's get you out of there. Oh, and see what the story is. Well, you know, I was rummaging around under the bench, just grabbing a wrench and stuff to take with us to fire up the new soup mix, and I thought, you know, maybe a guy, just kind of like when you bring home a new puppy and you already got a few dogs, you kind of want to get them to get to know each other for the best case scenario. Maybe we just get a little bit of that karma going here. You know, we don't want anybody getting jealous of each other, and you know, it's a happy family. Wonder if any of these will run. What about you? Will you run? That one works. What about you? You start any better? Probably not. Out of fuel, that one. They run a lot better with gas in them, I find. Way better. What do you think? Is it soaking up the energy? I love all these. Aren't these awesome? Oh man. I need a nap after starting that steel. Oh, it's a good saw, but what's your problem? Huh? What's your problem? It's soup mix time. You know, that steel is a great saw and it doesn't have a lot of hours on it, but I'll tell you, well, one, you can't start a chainsaw with no gas in it. But if you flood that thing, like I got overzealous on the choke after I put fuel in it, I find she makes you pay with the throttle open and a little bit of guts pulling to get her rinsed out. And then, you know, after it's taught you a lesson, then it's happy to run just fine. Man, have we ever lucked out here today. It is beautiful. The sun's just coming in on us here. I got a gorgeous little firewood snag here in the Backacre Woods. The soup mix is ready to go. Let me just run the parameters by you again. Off of Amazon, all in with the tools I showed you. Brand new 60cc chainsaw, shipping, tax, right around 180 Canadian dollars. So have we gone wrong? It's too early to tell. It hasn't ran more than the 10 or 15 seconds you saw in the dark from last night. Parked her in the snowbank, shoved, it got down to minus 24 degrees Celsius. I was planning on firing it up first thing this morning. It's later in the day, so we have, I think it's around minus 16 right now. So by no means is it balmy out, but what I'm going for is we're not just unboxing a cheap chainsaw from Amazon. Let's talk some real world scenario with it and see if it's worth, see if it's worth its weight. It's very likely in the case of somebody being out hunting or fishing or cutting some trail for trapping or whatever you're into, that you'd leave the chainsaw in the truck or in the box of the truck overnight on a cold winter day, and you might just need the darn thing. Imagine you travel in somewhere, you stay the night, and you're coming back out and there's a log falling across blocking your only safe passage home. Well, maybe you went budget, $180, you're on Amazon shopping, and this thing is the only thing standing between you and safety. So I learned my lesson last night. The switch, ooh, the switch don't like the cold. All right, it clicked though. Everything else seems okay. And just for transparency here, this thing is stone cold. I fired those other ones up for just fun. How do we prove that to you? Here's the muffler. See that? Oh, my tongue froze to it a little bit. All right, not hot, hasn't run. What you see on the Spruce Stopper channel is what you get. We're gonna go, what are we gonna do? Just choke and trigger lock? Now we're gonna go full choke and see what she does. All right, let's see what she does after being parked overnight at -24. A flashback to those other 3 saws that I just started. How do you beat that? But we're gonna leave it like that. The oiler's backed all the way out. It's feeding it all the juice. We'll just leave it like that till we get a little run time maybe. All right, well here's what we're not gonna just waste cutting down any old tree. See, the downfall of the poor balsam tree, the tops break off, and then see how the orangeness is slowly creeping down? There's a couple green branches at the bottom, but don't let that fool you. It's a short-term thing. So whenever I do this kind of thing, we are slowly making an effort towards a little bit of forest stewardship here on our own property to thin this out. It's like thick as a dog's hair on a dog's back around here. And it leads to unhealthiness. The trees shouldn't be this close together. There's one there, there's one there, there's a birch tree there. One thing at a time, right? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So let's get you set up and we'll fall this half a tree because obviously we have to see if it cuts wood, you know. Let's get a little of the shrubbery cleaned out of the way here for safety's sake so I can work in there. You know, considering that we just pulled it out of the box, didn't do nothing to it, and it just fired right up and it ran like it did after sitting out in -20 all night. It hasn't really warmed up at all. Thing had frost on it when I pulled it out of the snowbank. That's pretty good. I mean, those other 3 saws, they got more miles on them, but they were inside the warm garage, so not too shabby. Let's get to firewood. No choke. Oh, maybe it needs a choke. I'm actually just gonna take one of these ends here and prop this log up. What can we prop her up on? Probably just on these would work. Because I'd like to be able to keep an eye on it. There, just like that. Betrayed by my own bootlace. All right, let's try that again. Just like that is what I meant. You gonna hold me without betraying me again? Careful, meow. There we go. There we go. Get situated here. I'm gonna prop this log up. It's still green. The top was dead, but I want to save it. I don't know if you've noticed in any of the shorts or other videos, but we're slowly acquiring tools to maybe make something a little more fun out of logs that we get our hands on other than firewood. If you can guess what some of those tools might be, well, the comment box is the place for those things. As far as what we're calling soup mix, well, the soup mix is top shelf so far. We got to run it more. That's how these things go. They got to be run more. Ooh, that oiler's got to be turned down. We're going through a serious amount of bar oil. The overall construction of it, I'm being 100% honest with you. We only cut one tree down, but just having your hands on it, the plastics and everything, they're not super cheap. I guarantee you they are more brittle than what you're going to find on that steel or Husqvarna chainsaw. Whereas if you deform the plastic on those saws, it might crease. You know how it discolors the plastic, but it'll not crack. I'm pretty sure these will crack. I'm not going to try it. Like I said, I'm not the type of guy to wreck things. Are we in the right mode here? I hope so. Not the kind of guy to wreck things. It runs so good and is just so pleasant to operate that you might as well just keep it, right? Tools are hard to come by, so when you do get your hands on one, no matter what you paid for it, it's nice to keep it in good shape. I am probably going to shorten the pull cord. It's probably 8 inches too long for me. It doesn't pull the motor over until the very end of the stroke anyways. So my arm's way out here like a chicken wing before it's grabbing the deal. And that is not good for the arm. It doesn't feel good. That might have been all that pulling I did on that steel too. But man, is this going to overtake the chain? The chain it came with? The chips they're big square chips, man. There ain't no dust. It is real sawdust, real big chips. It's a steel knockoff chain. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you found out they were made in the same factory. So there's nothing wrong with that. If it proves to be a good enough chain, I'd probably order some more of just the chain. Trigger assembly and everything. Some parts are a little hokier. The trigger lock is uncomfortable. It's just held in with a plastic pin. I could see maybe that being a source point. But to be honest with you, unless you are using this for milling or doing something like that, I don't lock the trigger on the saw. I don't see a scenario, even if you're just cutting firewood, maybe you're trying to save your fingers from getting tired, but any tool where you got the trigger lock on, unless it's like a grinder and you're doing some polishing or something, it never turns out good. You get in a hairy situation and what happens? Well, you got yourself a runaway on trigger lock. Yeah, toolkit was good. The gas can is a little hokey, but I want to focus on the point of this. We are not one of these testing the cheapest whatevers from Amazon. I want to hear from you. How do we real life test this saw so it's, we know it's suitable for industrious men like myself and yourself to actually buy the thing and use it for a purpose? I think the cold start was a good place to get after it. I know that I could leave this thing in the box of the truck overnight. I bet you -20. No problem. If it happens to hit -30 again, well, we'll chuck her out in the snowbank again. I'll let you know how it goes. But, I mean, come on. When you got a tool that you can refer to fondly as soup mix, there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. As always, there'll be another adventure. I don't know what it is or where it's going to be, but I'll be sure to bring you along. Appreciate you watching. Click some buttons. Go back and watch some other videos. We are plowing through the watch hours, and I am just thrilled with the support that the channel has received. So thanks again, and with any luck, we'll spend some more time in the woods together.